Hi lads there, welcome back. We're going to have a look at the cos rule today, or the cosine rule, okay? So this is another rule that's on page 16 of your log tables. There it is. A squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc and the cos of a. Okay, so just let's take a look at what that looks like in my triangle. Remember, the small letters are the sides, a, b and c. The angle, then there's only one angle involved here, and it's that angle A. So where is that? It's directly across from the side A. So when you're filling into the cos rule formula, whatever is here by itself, whichever side you have alone, you must have the angle that goes with it there. Okay, the B and C do not matter. They're just the other two sides. So you have to, if you're using this angle A here, the side A must go by itself. If I was using this side here by itself, I would have to use this angle here. So it's the matching one, remember? Draw your arrow, okay? When do I use this? If I have two sides and the angle between. Example, I have the side B and the side C, and I have the angle between them. Or if I have all three sides. So let's go and have a look at an example. So the first one here, I'm just saying find the missing side. Okay, so this is the easiest kind of version of using the cos rule, find the missing side. So I'm going to have, I have two sides, they're my two sides, and I have the angle between. And I'm looking for this side here, call it x. Okay, so use your cos rule. So I'm saying it is a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos of a. Okay, now if I'm using this angle over here, which side will go by itself? The one directly across from it. So I have x squared is equal to 10 squared plus 8 squared minus twice a 10 and an 8 and the cos of 50 degrees. Next line down, x is equal to, so filling into my formula, 10 squared and 8 squared minus 2, a 10 and an 8, the cos of 50 degrees is equal to 61.15 x equals. So you do the square root, so you leave that long number on your calculator, root equals 7.8, and it'll probably be centimeters. All right, so that's the easiest version of the cos rule. Let's move on and have a look at another one. So how do I know that I'm able to use it here? Have three sides, looking for an angle. So remember my two ways I'm using it. Have two sides and the angle between. So that's what I had here. Or I have all three sides. Okay, so let's have a look at this one here. So find the largest angle here. Now, I have three angles here, but which one is the largest? The largest angle is across from the largest side. Across from largest side. Okay, and that makes sense because it has to open out to get to it. So this one here is the largest angle because it's across from the longest side. Where is the smallest angle? The smallest angle is over here because this is the shortest side. Okay, so the biggest angle across from the biggest side, smallest angle across from the smallest side. What I do not want to see you doing is getting out a protractor and measuring it, because that diagram is not accurate. Okay, so do not get out a protractor and measure it. Okay, so off we go. Find the largest angle. So I have three sides and no angle, so I can use my cosine rule. A squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc, the cos of a. Okay, so this is the angle that I'm looking for here. It's this one. So which side then will go by itself here? What do you think? Well, if I'm using this angle, it has to be this side going by itself here. So I write down 9 squared is equal to 7 squared plus 6.8 squared minus 2, a 7 and a 6.8, the cos of theta, we'll call it. Okay, now, can I put all of this into my calculator? No, I cannot. Why not? Because I don't know what this is, okay? And if you just put this much into your calculator, that will be incorrect because this part is joined onto this. So you have to do that separately. I would say that's one of the most common mistakes people make here. So we have 81 is equal to 49 plus 6.8 squared equals 46.24, 46.24 minus 2 by 7 by 6.8 equals 95.2, 95.2 cos of theta. Rearrange it. Okay, so this all has to stick together. This all has to stick together. When I bring it over to the other side, that becomes a plus. So I have 95.2 cos of theta equals, well, I can add those, 49 and 46.24 is 95.24. So I have 95.24. Bring this over, becomes minus 81. Then I have 95 cos theta is equal to, so 95.24 minus 81 equals 14.24, 14.24. Now, how do I get cos of theta by itself? So the cos of theta, this is multiplying here, so this goes down and divides on the other side, 95.2. Now, working backwards, what can I use on my calculator? Second function cos of 14.24 over 95.2 equals 81.4 degrees. So you do inverse cos 14.24 over 95.2. So that gives me theta is equal to 81.4 degrees. Okay, so that's a little bit of a longer one. Let's carry on. 2 more problem solving ones on this today, and this will do you for 2 days. We'll do you for 2 lessons, okay? So I'm given the area of this triangle ABC is 10 centimeters squared. Find the perimeter. So the perimeter is all the sides added up. Remember from last week, the area is what? Don't tell me it's half the base by the perpendicular height. It is, but that's not relevant to us here. In trigonometry, what formula using? Half AB sine of C. Half AB sine of C. And that is equal to 10. Okay, so let's write that down. So we have a half AB sine C is equal to 10. Okay, what can I fill in? Remember, that is 2 sides and the angle between. So there's my 2 sides, and this one then is going to be your angle in between. All right, so this is going to be my angle between. Call that angle C. So I have a half multiplied by 3.2 by 8.4 by the sine of C is equal to 10. So multiply the 3 of those. So I have a half by 3.2 by 8.4, which gives me 13.44. 13.44 sine C is equal to 10. Get sine C by itself. So the sine C is equal to 10 over 13.44. Remember, second function sine, 10 over 13.44 is equal to, so second function sine 10 over 13.44 equals 48 degrees. So that's 48 degrees. Okay, so 48.1, I'm just going to round off to 48. So this is 48 degrees. Now I need the perimeter. I have this side, so I'm just looking for this side. Call it X. Okay, why can I not use the sine rule? Because the sine rule, I need 3 parts to it. So that's 1, 2, 3, but that would only get me another angle. I need this one. Okay, so I have 2 sides and the angle between, so it's going to be the cos rule. A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. Fill it in. This one is going by itself. X squared equals, because this is the angle I'm using, 3.2 squared plus 8.4 squared minus twice 3.2 and an 8.4 and the cos of 48. Can I put the whole lot of this into my calculator? Yes, you can, because they have the angle. So 3.2 squared plus 8.4 squared minus 2 by 3.2 by 8.4 by the cos of 48 equals 44.83. Leave that long number up on your calculator. And just do square root equals x equals. So root equals, so don't round to the very end, 6.69. So that is 6.7 centimeters. Go back and read the question. Find the perimeter. So the perimeter is the three sides added up. 3.2, 8.4, 6.7, which gives me 3.2, 8.4, 6.7, and 18.3 centimetres. 18.3 centimetres. Okay, one more example to go through today. And this is a question taken from your book. So the lengths of the sides of a triangle are 4, 5 and 6. The largest angle is theta. Find the cos of theta as a fraction. Okay, so we're going to do this over here on the left hand side first. Okay, so first thing I need to do is sketch my triangle. Okay, so I'm going to sketch it here. This is 4, 5 and 6. The largest angle. Remember, where is the largest angle? Across from the longest side. So here is the largest angle. Okay. Find the cos as a fraction. So let's do our cos rule. It is a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos of a. That's a small c, sorry. B squared. Yeah. Okay. So I'm interested in this angle. So what side will have to go by itself? The one that's across from it. So I have 6 squared is equal to 4 squared plus 5 squared minus 2 of 4 and a 5 and the cos of theta. Can I put the whole lot of this into my calculator? No, I cannot, because they have to be worked out separately. 36 is equal to 16 and 25 minus 40 cos of theta. Bring this over to the other side. You can change the sign. So I have 40 cos theta equals, what 16 and 25 is 41 minus 36. So 40 cos theta is equal to 5. Cos of theta equals 5 over 40, which is equal to 1 over 8. Okay, now we were just asked to find the cos theta as a fraction. All right, next I'm looking for find the sine of theta in this form. So I know that the cos of this angle is 1 over 8. Do you remember SOHCAHTOA? Of course you do, because that is embedded into your brain, SOHCAHTOA. So the cos, if I'm just given this, right? Draw it, label it, write SOHCAHTOA. Okay, this is my adjacent and this is my hypotenuse. Okay, so I would treat this like a new question now. This is the angle here. And the opposite is here, the adjacent is here, it's 1, and the hypotenuse is 8. For the sine, I need the opposite. So what can I use here in this right angle triangle? I can use Pythagoras. So c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. So that will be, the longest one goes by itself, 8 squared is equal to 1 squared plus x squared. X squared is equal to 64, take 1. X is equal to the square root of 63. X is equal to root 63. We can simplify that to 3 root 7. Okay, so what then is the sine of theta is equal to O over H is equal to 3 root 7 over 8. And that will be your final answer for that part. All right, so just to recap, today we covered the cos rule or the cosine rule. It's on page 16 of your log tables. A squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos a. These have to go together. Whatever angle you're using, this side goes by itself. I can put it all into the calculator if I'm just looking for the missing side, but if I'm looking for the angle, I have to work it out separately a bit more slowly. All right, thanks lads.